Alex and Cindy lived in the same doorway since they were born, and the age difference was 1 year and 2 months. And they were born on the same day, the 22nd. They were friends. They went to the same kindergarten, then to the same school. Since Alex was older, he both taught her and defended her. They grew up, graduated from school, and went their separate ways. Sometimes they met in the yard, greeting each other. Alex was called up for the army, and Cindy went to college. On one of the last summer days, she was walking in the park with the girls, and they saw an announcement about a disco. They decided that they should go together. Soon, the girls were already standing in a circle, dancing and laughing, and they noticed that 2 young men were looking in their direction. A slow dance began. The guys came up to them, and the taller one went straight to Cindy. "May I ask you, oh beautiful stranger, to dance?" Cindy laughed and gave him her hand. He pulled the girl to him and held her tightly. Cindy caught her breath and her heart started beating rapidly. She immediately liked him. Stately, handsome, and with a sense of humor. "I'm Benjamin. And what's your name?" "Cindy." "That's what I thought, and I wasn't mistaken." After the dance, they continued talking. Then he walked her home and asked for her phone number. That is how their torrid love affair started, which lasted for about 7 months. Then, Benjamin introduced Cindy to his parents and proposed to her. And after meeting the girl's parents, he asked her to marry him. They applied, and preparations for the wedding began. A month later, her friend and neighbor Alex returned from the army. She did not even recognize him at first. He became taller, looked handsome, and matured. He was so happy to see her that he hugged her in a rush and said, "Dear Cindy, I missed you so much." She was surprised and released from his embrace. "Yes, we haven't seen each other for a long time, and the year flew by quickly. Alex, I'm getting married in a month. Come to my wedding." The guy's mood deteriorated noticeably, but he found the strength to smile and congratulate her. "I'm happy for you, even though I'm sorry that I'm late. Thank you. I'll come if I don't leave." Cindy was in a hurry and didn't pay much attention to what he said. The wedding was in a week when a friend of hers who knew Ben and that they were getting married soon called her and told her that she had seen Benjamin with another girl yesterday. He was looking at her so tenderly. Cindy didn't believe her. "You must be mistaken. Maybe it was just someone who looks like him. Besides, what are you talking about? We're getting married in a week." "I warned you." Cindy hung up angrily and immediately called Benjamin. He didn't answer right away. "Honey, where are you? Are you coming tonight?" "You know, I can't come today. I promised to help a friend with the car. And anyway, my mom said we shouldn't see each other until the wedding. Besides, there's still much to do with the cafe. And also, I haven't bought the shoes yet. Be patient. Soon I'll be around all the time. A big kiss." She was relieved and smiled happily at her reflection in the mirror, winked, and screamed at the top of her lungs. "I'm getting married to my beloved and incomparable Ben. I will be his wife soon." The day before the civil ceremony, his mother called and asked if she could come to her place. She needed to talk to Cindy urgently. It was as if the woman was right outside because the doorbell rang about 5 minutes later. Cindy saw her crying face and asked fearfully, "Has something happened to Ben?" "Cindy, something happened. Not to Ben, to all of us. My son, the fool, got tangled up with his ex-girlfriend again. She was leaving here, and someone told her he was getting married, and she jumped in. That slut dumped him a year ago and left with someone else. And now can you imagine that she can't do without him? He told me yesterday when he was leaving with her. I understood that I only loved her and couldn't forget her. He asked me to apologize to you for him." Cindy had difficulty breathing, and her heart gave out so much pain, resentment, and humiliation that the girl fainted. Her mother was frightened and started screaming. Ben's mom called an ambulance urgently. They did a great job as they came quickly, brought Cindy to her senses, and gave her mother an injection for her blood pressure, gave her some drops. Alex ran from downstairs to find out what was the matter. He sat down next to the girl, took her by the hand, and she burst into tears. She fell on his chest and sobbed loudly, began to complain how unhappy she was. In a word, abandoned. And this coward could not even tell her that, looking into her eyes, a coward and traitor. When her passions had subsided, she said, sobbing, "Can you imagine what a shame? Tomorrow, people will come to the wedding, and there will be nothing." Suddenly, Alex told her, "I'll be right back." He ran away, and he was gone for 5 minutes. Then, he comes in, out of breath, kneels in front of her, and gives her the ring. "That's the ring my grandmother left me for my future wife. Cindy, marry me. I've loved you so much ever since I was a little boy. We'll go to the registry office in the morning and change the application to my name. Will you agree to be my wife? I will never hurt you. I love you." She looked at him, and tears started running down her cheeks again. Then, she wiped them away with determination and said, "Why not? I agree." Cindy has been happily married to Alex for 3 years, and they have a little boy who looks just like his father when he was a child. And during that time, she has never once regretted that she agreed to marry Alex, her beloved and loving husband.